Hello there. Today is Monday, May 4th. May the 4th be with you. I just realized that I was always saying it. So I'm in this Facebook group called Canadian Tax Nerds. Stay with me. I have a point to this. And today there was a post. So there's been a few posts and there's people asking questions that have been commented on by some of the group members, not so kindly. And because these questions have been from tax students, like people in university, and it very much seemed like these people are not trying to find the answers for themselves. They're just hopping into a Facebook forum in order to get their homework assignment done. And that was not looked kindly upon by the people who are in this group. And I understand that feeling. I understand that feeling of, as a student, as somebody who's trying to become an expert in this field, that just asking for the answer is not how you do that. It's not how you become an expert in something. And that's true even when you get your designation. So I have letters, obviously I'm a CPA, and I'm, an expert, I guess. But being an expert doesn't mean knowing all the answers. It doesn't mean that I can answer any question that you can throw at me. I don't know every tax law. I've not seen or had to deal with every single possible situation that could come up. I have only seen what I've seen, and I've been through the classes that I've been through, obviously. And so I have a baseline knowledge, or I have a general knowledge of how all of it works and the language, and but more importantly, I know how to go about getting an answer. So if somebody asks me a question that I don't know the answer to, I know where to go looking for it, and probably more importantly than that, I know how to read what I'm looking at, because I know how to read the Tax Act. Like, I've been into the Tax Act in order to apply it to specific situations, and I've seen a number of different situations where maybe it's like tiny little differences, and then so I've learned the language of accounting and tax and bookkeeping and all the things. And so just because I don't know the answer does not mean I can go and find the answer. And I think that's actually a really big part of my job, is to go and find the answer for people and to translate in a way. So, if somebody asks me a question that I don't know the answer to, and they obviously don't know the answer because they've asked me, then I can just say, I don't know, but I will get back to you. And I can go away and I can look it up and I can read the information, and I can translate it back to them. Because if I were to say, oh, I don't know, but here's where you can go and get the information, that's not useful. That's not useful because most people don't know how to read the Tax Act. Most people don't know the language that the CRA is using when they're trying to explain specific tax situations. Most people don't know what the accounting terminology is, and so when they go and read something written by another accountant describing their experience of the same situation, they're not going to know big pieces of what the words mean. Like if I was to go and read like a chemistry article, I probably wouldn't understand like 50% or more of the words that were in that article, which means that's not helpful for me to go and read, because I just don't know. I don't know how to read it. Even if it's in English, I don't know how to read it. So I would need somebody to go and read it for me and then come back and translate it into a language and into words that I understand. This is kind of what I was talking about the other day when I was talking about translating to Accountanese or from Accountanese. But in this case, I think it's really important to to know that it's, as somebody who does not have an accounting background, to go and try and look up an answer to something, it's okay if you get confused by what you're seeing, and it's okay if you come away and you feel like, oh, I don't actually have the answer for that. Because maybe you read the answer, but if you didn't understand the language that they were using, it's not useful. So I think that being an expert, I think that this is true everywhere, that being an expert, part of being an expert is translating for people and not knowing the answers, but knowing how to go get those answers. So yeah, I think that sometimes we get confused between like dumb questions and just like, it's not that they're dumb questions. They're not dumb questions. They're just like the gap in the knowledge between what I need to know in order to find the answer is too big. And so I need to ask somebody who can translate for me. And I think that's really important to keep in mind as experts, no matter what field we're in, are answering questions that people are asking us. And remember that we were all beginners at one point. We were not born knowing what we know. So we were at one point asking those same questions, and somebody was patient with us and they explained to us what it is that we were asking. Having said all that, I would love to answer your questions. What questions do you have about accounting or terminology or tax or any of the things? Anything that you can think of, ask me, and I will answer you because I know the answer, or I'll go and look it up and translate it to English for you. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying safe and sane in this crazy world, and leave your questions for me. I'd love to answer them. I will see you tomorrow. Oh, I gotta hit end.